Shalom to the room, peace to the family. It's your brother Priest Danyaahla back at y'all with an impromptu live stream. Came across some footage that I didn't remember I had, which led to this live stream. Shalom to the room, peace to the family. So do me a favor, family. Priest Danyaahla back at y'all. If y'all could hear me with an impromptu live stream, you know what I want y'all to do. Hit that one if you could hear me. Came across some footage. Hit that number one if I sound good. If I sound bad, let me shut this off. My bad. So hit that number one. Hear me if I sound good. If I sound like a robot, hit them two. Sound good. Two if I let me know what's good. Peace to the family. Once again, thank you to everybody that's coming into this live stream on this beautiful, at least where I am, this beautiful Sunday evening. Weekend went by so fast. A lot of things went down. Got to go back to the slave tomorrow, but had a blessed day yesterday. For those of y'all that's in the room already, I'll tell you a little about it until more brothers and sisters come in, and then we'll get started with our show. So yesterday, of course, we had a blessed camp. All praise to the Most High. We was out there. The footage is floating around on Facebook. You can go to Ephraimite McGunn's page, Ephraimite McGunn. You can check the footage out. We had a blessed day at camp. You know, a lot of people stopped. A lot of flyers were handed out. A lot of people were edified. Few demons as always, but that's part of the job. You know what I'm saying? We know that this job comes with its hazards, so we're good. Afterwards, I went down and paid my respects at the ISUPK cookout. You know, I have a great relationship with a lot of brothers in that camp. And so I went down, myself and a few members of our camp, and we showed love to the ISUPK at their cookout. Of course, we went after camp, so by then the Sabbath was over. After that, you know, we went to the park, to workout with some brothers on the other side, some of the Pan-African brothers, Kemetic brothers. We was in the park hanging out, doing some workouts. So it was a great day, you know. And so I give all praise to the Most High for that. So, you know, do me a favor, family. If you're watching this video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Copy the link and share it on all your social media streams and let the people know that we live on an impromptu video. So the reason that I'm doing this video is because that I shot for Maccabeestv about 9 months ago, and I thought it was forever. And it just so happens that, you know, I'm cleaning out my external hard drive, and I came across the footage, and I'm like, wow, you know, even though the footage might be slightly outdated, it's still relevant. So I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go live and I'm going to play the footage for the people. I'm going to talk a little bit about our president, right? Well, he's going to do most of the talking. And the people on the streets are going to do most of the talking that we interviewed. So I really don't have much to say. Share with you, brothers and sisters, a great documentary that you might want to check out in your spare time. Because I know right now you're inundated. If you watch the news, you get inundated with all this stuff that's Trump. If you watch CNN, Fox News, or even your, you know, the big three, ABC, CBS, NBC, you're inundated with all this Trump stuff, all this Trump and Russia stuff, all this of Trump and all this crap. And, you know, you might not be able to make sense of it all because it's so much all the time, and every 5 minutes they have some breaking news, which is not even breaking news half the time. It's just ratings. Anyway, I have a great documentary that can take you all the way through what led up to him being investigated when he got into office. That might give you a better perspective, you know, of what's going on in the news and why. You know, at the end of the day, it's all BS. We know that the media is controlled and the information that comes out is controlled, but nonetheless, they're putting the information out. You know, the documentary is a great documentary to put stuff into perspective. Once again, For those of y'all that's just coming in, I say shalom to you. Hopefully I sound good. I probably don't look good. That's okay. I'm kind of used to it by now. I'm seeing all the ones on the comment board. So if you're just coming in and I sound decent, just hit that 1 and let me know that I don't sound like a robot. Global Media, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Got to check out that interview that you did with Sister Emil too, man. I'm really excited to hear that interview. Pretty much turned over all the stones that needed to be turned over. So shout out to you. Shout out to Kenneth McKinney, Michael Lee, Obadiah Yisrael, Jashub Issachar. Got to get you on the show soon, King. Our family. When you get a chance, check that brother's YouTube page out. Jashub Issachar. I believe that brother is the one that runs that page called Genesis 49ers. I believe that's his page as well. Make sure y'all check that brother out. That brother goes in with the information. So shout out to him. Strachan, I see you. Shout out to you. Kelly A. K. Khalees, shout out to you. Star, shout out to you. Shalom to the room. Y'all see the title. Yep, Jashub Issachar. I see it. That's right. Genesis 49ers. I want the people to go and check you out because you be dropping that fire on there. That brother is good with the information. You know, if you ain't into all the BS and you just want to learn, that brother has a great page that you can go to and you can actually learn. And the brother also shows a lot of primary sources, which is really important in our walk. And by the way, you know, brothers that's in Lines of Israel, that's in my camp, they found that out the hard way yesterday, you know, because normally I'm the one that goes and I battle all these Pan-African dudes, myself and General Hashar, but I brought the whole camp with me yesterday to the, you know, the cookout after camp. And so they started battling with some of these dudes too. And they was really starting to see what I be telling them, like, yo, you got to be sharp, got to study, got to have that primary information. Don't take my word for nothing. Do your own research. You know what I'm saying? So it's real important. All right, man. So we're not going to make this a long broadcast today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started with the broadcast. Once again, like I always tell you, if you're watching this video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to Maccabees. If you're not, make sure you share the video on all your social media. Let's talk about Donald Trump today. Let's talk about him. We've been talking about a whole lot of other stuff, working out, health, you know, camp unity, all that stuff like that. But at the end of the day, there's stuff going on in the world that we need to talk about too. Prophecy is going down that we need to talk about. So let's do it. Let's just, you know, the normal plugs that we have to do. I'm going to share my screen now. Let's just do our normal thing that we do. So coming up August the 27th, y'all been hearing a lot about this. Word is getting out everywhere. So much so that the Pan-African dudes and the Kemetic dudes that came out to the UPK cookout yesterday, they was asking, can they come to the Workout Fest and work out as well, the Mac Fest and work out as well, and join the competition. So at the end of the day, this is a great thing that we as Israelites are doing, and everybody is commending us. I'm going to say us, because that's the way I roll out. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Israelite, so we all in this together. Yo, the word is getting out about the Mac Fest. The word is getting out about this workout contest. You have Brother Sankofa. That's right, Brother Sankofa from Sonetta TV that was chopping it up with me yesterday. He's saying he want to come through. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing a little work. We did a little workout in the park, and Sankofa is a beast. You see what I'm saying? His only issue is he needs 3 more men just like him. That's what I keep telling everybody. Like, I see all these dudes, and they come through, and they be doing their thing, but it's one man. You got to have, it's a 4-man team. All right? Big up to the brother Rob Bourne. That brother's nice on the bars. He was doing all them specialty push-ups yesterday and everything. But like Captain McGunn told him, you need 3 more men with you. This is a team effort. All right? MacFest, August 27th. Leidig Avenue, in the park. Come through. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have performances by Asha Sha'ala, performances by How Music. There's going to be food everywhere. We're going to have that workout contest. And let me say this real quick, too. I ain't gonna say much. I ain't gonna stay too long on this topic because we're gonna continue to push this throughout the weeks leading up to the MacFest. I've been getting a lot of correspondence from sisters. Now the sisters are not coming out to the park to do push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and curls. They're not coming out there to do that, but the sisters have been saying that they want to come out and they want to kind of get in the spirit of working out too, because that's what this is all about. This is to push Israel a little bit. So, you know, I'm still working on something, and I need a couple more sisters to agree to do this, but I have about 4 or 5 sisters that's game that want to do this. So, you know, if y'all sisters come out and y'all want us to put something together for y'all so that y'all could do as well, you know, and come on out, let's just have a good time as Israelites, man. We're not going to be arguing no doctrine that day. We ain't going to be fussing. We ain't going to be fighting. We ain't going to be argulites. We're going to be brothers and sisters, and we're going to have a great time. You're going to see and meet a lot of brothers and sisters that you never met before. So with that being said, into our topic today. Today's topic is called Trump. Then and now. All right. Let's start off with this picture right here. I want to shout out, you know what I'm saying, to Chief Ephraim of AOC, my good brother, Rabbi Murphy, okay, aka Amath Pagai. He posted this on his timeline today. And it's odd because I didn't even know I was going to do this live stream until I ran into that old footage that I'm going to play for y'all in a while that we shot right after Trump was elected. Like I said, what prompted me to do this live stream is that I ran across some footage that I filmed for Maccabeestv November 2016. We went out to the polling stations, right before the election, right during when everybody was going in and out the polling station and voting for Trump or Hillary. We was posted up outside, Lines of Israel and I Am Israel. We were posted up outside and we were interviewing people. I'm not really going to play that footage because it's neither here nor there. We already know what happened. Trump won, right? But once Trump won, right, that night, and it was announced, which was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was a Tuesday. That Saturday, when we went to camp, while the captains and officers were teaching, the elders, we went across the street and we started interviewing people in the neighborhood where we teach at, and we was asking them questions about what they thought about Trump being elected. I thought that footage was lost forever. I said, man, the people will never see it. And then today I just ran across the footage. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go live and I'm going to show the people a little bit of that footage because it's still relevant. But before we get to that, let's look at this because a lot of people don't know these things about Donald Trump. How many of y'all know that Donald Trump attended Donald's funeral? I mean, not funeral. O.J. Simpson attended Donald Trump's wedding to Marla Maples, and not just attended the wedding, actually got up and gave a toast and said some words at the wedding. Now, is this not odd? Doesn't America hate O.J. Simpson? Supposedly got away with murder. We're supposed to forget about slavery, rape, rob, and murder. Millions of us, millions of Taino and Boricua Indians, millions of Aztec Indians, we're supposed to forget about all that. But the one black man that America thinks got away, they're going to be talking about him 100 years from now. We're supposed to forget about that. But this clown right here actually took a photo with this dude at another event at the Harley Davidson restaurant or whatever like that. This dude attended his wedding, but America conveniently forgets about that. So now you have white folks that's coming forth saying, oh my God, Donald Trump cannot possibly be racist because he took a picture with O.J. Simpson. So Donald Trump cannot possibly be racist. I'm going to tell y'all something. First of all, the media is playing up that whole racial conflict thing. They're playing that up to their advantage. That's all that is. But with that being said, Donald Trump is definitely racist. He definitely hates you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Don't get it twisted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you brothers and sisters back a little bit. I don't know if you brothers and sisters remember. Some of you probably are too young to remember, but maybe you've heard about it. I'm going to refresh your memory. Many of you don't know about the Central Park 5. All right. No, this is not the video. Hold on a second. Here we go. Many of you don't know about this video about the Central Park 5. The Central Park 5 was 5 Jakes. I'm going to use the word Jakes, so-called blacks and Latinos that were in Central Park that were picked up and coerced into confessing that they raped a so-called white woman in the park. And Donald Trump, well, I'm going to let the video play. Many of you don't remember this, so I'm going to jog your memory a little bit. Check this out.
I fully think apologies have to be wrong if you're not wrong. Like, for instance, they wanted me. You better believe that I hate the people that took this girl and raped her brutally. You better believe it.
The vicious rape and beating of a 30-year-old investment banker, Tricia Miley, who was jogging in Central Park last night.
So the female that was jogging in Central Park, that she was indeed raped. The problem was the police officers did a horrible job. What they did was they went in the park and found the first 5 Jakes that they could find, brought them to the precinct, and coerced confessions out of these dudes on video without calling their parents or guardians to come in and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. And the newspapers in New York City, I remember it like it was yesterday, they was calling them wolf packs. The title on the Daily News and the New York Post and all those other tabloids in New York City, they coined a term called wilding. And they said that's what young black dudes be doing in New York City. They go out and they do something called wilding. All that stuff was made up and it was coerced. And Donald Trump was one of the biggest voices in New York City at that time, calling for these dudes to be killed, to be executed. Check it out.
5 youths are in custody and are being questioned. The youngest is only 13.
Trump put his money where his mouth is by taking out this full-page ad in 4 New York City newspapers. Bring back the death penalty.
When I first saw this ad that Donald Trump made, I knew that this famous person calling for us to die. In 2002, we would finally be innocent after the real perpetrator came forward, and that was confirmed by DNA.
So now I got to stop it because the video's going kind of fast. In 2002, to be innocent because DNA evidence came forward and corroborated that it was somebody else that actually went out and raped that woman. That dude that actually did it, that actually proved the dude that did it, he was already in prison. And he came forward and confessed that he was the guy that actually did that and that these guys were in jail for nothing. And they spent maybe a decade or so in jail, falsely accused. And Donald Trump was at the forefront of the daggone circus here in New York to try to convict these dudes, calling for them to be killed. And this is your president today. This is your president. All right, let's go.
When we won the lawsuit, his stance was that we pulled off the biggest heist in New York City's history.
So these dudes were cleared by DNA evidence. And instead of this dude coming forward and be like, you know what? My apologies. I'm sorry I was wrong. He said that they pulled off the biggest heist in New York City history.
So Donald Trump, he was the fire starter, I would say. Because when you think about going to jail for a crime that you didn't commit, 1 day in jail is too long.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I like to do the right thing where I don't have to actually ask for forgiveness. Does that make sense to you? You know, where you don't make such bad things.
I want to give you the opportunity. Is there anybody you'd like to apologize to right now yourself?
No. I only think apologizing is a great thing, but you have to be wrong if you're not wrong. Like, for instance, they wanted me.
This dude is a super devil. All right, when we say the white man is the devil, when we say that, I know all camps don't say that. Some of y'all still got a little secret love for the white man somewhere in your heart, whatever. When we say the white man is the devil, this dude is one of the biggest devils there is. Cleared by DNA evidence, and he goes around and acts as though he never said that. And these people spent jail. One of them was arrested. Let's go to another video on the same subject. Because as a presidential candidate before he was elected, he was asked about it. Unapologetic about it. Check this out. Some of this video is the same, but there's some other stuff in here. Check it out.
You better believe that I hate the people that took this girl and raped her brutally. You better believe it. And it's more than anger, it's hatred. And I want society to hate him.
So now Donald Trump wants society to hate 5 times that were later exonerated. You see what I'm saying? The white man has no problem hating people whatsoever when they do wrong. And the Bible says God hates sinners too. But some Israelites just, all you have is just love in your heart. That's it. That's you. Whatever. Anyway.
Near
York City in the late 80s and early 90s, the case of the Central Park jogger was notorious. In April of 1989, a white woman who had been jogging was found brutally raped and beaten nearly to death in Central Park. Not long after the woman was discovered, 4 black teenagers, 1 Latino teenager, were charged and jailed for the crime. The gruesome case whipped up an unbelievable hysteria throughout the city, up fears with headlines about wolf packs and roving.
Yeah, they called them a wolf pack. That was at the front of the Daily News. They called them a wolf pack. That's what they said.
Building. The 5 boys, ages 14 to 16, had falsely confessed to the crime after hours of police interrogations. They were later tried, convicted, and sentenced to prison. But vindication for the group, known as the Central Park 5, came in 2002, when a convicted murderer and rapist confessed to the crime. And that confession was then corroborated by DNA. The prison sentences of the Central Park 5 were overturned, but by that time they had already served between 5 and 13 years. In 2014, the men were awarded a $40 million settlement from New York City. The story that had gripped the city for years came to a close, and yet one Manhattan resident's obsession with the case continues to this day. Just weeks after the crime was committed in 1989, Donald Trump took out a full-page ad in 4 New York newspapers advocating the return of the death penalty. And when the city awarded the men a settlement in 2014, Trump wrote an editorial in the Daily News calling the settlement a disgrace.
So our president, right, took out an editorial in the New York Daily News in 2002 and said it was a disgrace to award those 5 men that were locked up as teenagers, and some of whom spent 13 years in prison. It was a disgrace to give them $40 million for their troubles, even though DNA found that they were innocent. Okay? This is the guy that's in the White House today. So you so-called blacks and Hispanics, you got to wake up, man. You have to wake up. All right? Let's go.
And now, even now, as a presidential nominee for the Republican Party, Trump hasn't allowed science or evidence to change his initial reaction to the case. Just this week, Trump said he still considers the men, again, exonerated by the criminal justice system and by DNA scientific evidence, guilty. Issuing a statement saying, quote, "They admitted they were guilty. The police doing the original investigation say they were guilty. The fact that case was settled with so much evidence against them is outrageous. The woman, so badly injured, will never be the same."
So what evidence? They admitted they were guilty because the police coerced them. They didn't allow them to even speak to their parents. Okay? All this came out. DNA evidence exonerated them. But this dude stands on his square. See?
Joining me now is Yusuf Salaam. He is one of the men wrongfully convicted in the Central Park jogger case, later exonerated by DNA evidence. And Mr. Salaam, first, how old were you when you were arrested, and how much time do you spend in prison?
I was 15 years old when this happened, and I've spent about 7 years in prison, close to 7 years.
My question to y'all, family, hold on a second. My question to y'all, and I want y'all to poll the board. How much money do you brothers and sisters think 7 years in prison, wrongfully convicted? So he went in at 15 and he came out at 22. So he lost 7 years of his life. How much money, brothers and sisters, do you think 7 years of your life is worth? Because combined, the 5 of them only got $40 million. By the time Uncle Sam takes his taxes out, by the time they pay their lawyers, how much money do you think that they really gonna get? Ain't much. What is 7 years of your life worth to you? I'm gonna tell you, I can't put a number on it. Especially when I'm losing my teenage years, there's no number I could put on it. So I want to know from y'all, how much money is 7 years of your life worth to you? I'm just curious. Put that on a comment board. All right. Let's go. Let's go back to the video.
Get to Donald Trump. I mean, what was it like to go into the system at that age and spend your formative adolescent, early adult years in prison for something you did not do?
You know, to go to prison for a crime like that, that's the absolute worst crime that you can go to prison for. I mean, the only crime that trumps rape is child molestation. And I remember early on, they had these polls that they were doing. They kept saying, you know, what are the inmates going to do when these guys get to prison? You know, untold horrors were mentioned, and we were scared to death. This was a situation where we had to grow up very, very quickly. We had to figure out how we were going to survive and fend for our lives. It was the most horrific event I could have ever imagined.
And so what is your reaction to a man who is trying to be the most powerful person in the world, arguably, who is on the precipice of possibly being president, saying now, in the last day, issuing a statement, despite all evidence, that you are guilty?
You know, when I think about what he represents, and I mean, first of all, what he represents to me is very, very powerful and unfortunate. This blight, this ad, this thing that he did to us, calling for the reinstatement of the death penalty. I always think that had this been the 1950s, we would have become modern-day Emmett Tills. They had published our names, our phone numbers, and our addresses in New York City's newspapers.
Did y'all hear that? They published their names, their phone numbers, and their addresses in New York papers, only to find out that these dudes was innocent the whole time. How much is that worth to you? I can't put a number on it. That's crazy. Let's go. Let's go.
And so what was happening was people began to call us at any time of day or night, you know, threaten us with hate mail and things of that nature. So by Donald Trump taking out this ad, what I think is that he was really calling to see if there was somebody from the darker enclaves of society that would kick in our doors, drag us from our homes, and hang us from trees in Central Park. That's the kind of sick type of justice that they were looking for.
To be clear, this ad, which ran, that he paid for, was basically calling for the death penalty for the assailants in this case, who at that point had been identified as juveniles, you among them, basically saying, we should kill these children.
You know, he wanted us dead. You know, when you look at the videotapes that he made after, the statements that he made after that, it's very, very clear that he said that he wanted to hate us. He wanted us to be afraid. And by us, he was talking directly about the Central Park Five, but he was talking about also the black and brown people that we look at that are being shot down all around the country today. He's saying that he wants to be the law and order president. And he's talking about policies and practices that have been ruled unconstitutional and unjust, that being stop and frisk in New York City. And he's talking about he wants to bring this type of stuff back. I mean, I'm scared for my life.
Family, y'all might not remember, but I spoke to y'all about that before in another video about Trump bringing back policies from the 70s, the war on drugs. The war on drugs was a war on black people. I already showed y'all this in the previous video. Go back and look it up. During the Nixon administration, one of his advisors came out years later and said the war on drugs under the Nixon administration was really black people. Donald Trump and his Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, said they are bringing back the war on drugs, which is a war on black people. So this brother is right on point. We got to be awake. We got to be sounding the alarm. That's our job as Israelites. We got to be awake and sounding the alarm. War is being declared on our people. The Most High is trying to get our attention as Israelites. We got to pay attention to that. Let's go.
What happens if this person actually becomes president? For the Central Park Five, because he wanted to murder us back in 1980, maybe the same thing that happened to us today. I mean, when we won the lawsuit, one of the things that he said was this was the biggest heist. This was the biggest heist in New York City history. He said that we were going to be rich rapists, and then all of a sudden now we have these video footage of him being produced, of him doing all of these. You know, I just tweeted prior to getting on. I said this is a dirty old man. Yeah. You know, that we want to be the president of these United States. The type of issues that he presents overwhelmingly causes us, and we need to push far, far away from him.
Well, this is an old interview, family, so I'm gonna stop it right there because unfortunately, as he now knows, because this is old, that Trump became president any damn way. All right. Despite the video that came forward when he said he grabs a woman by her private parts and all this other stuff, that dude is a clown. All right. That's all he is. He's an embarrassment to this country, but the Most High says that this country would be shown to be what it is in the end. All right. All right, so now, the video on the complete opposite, right? Because this dude says everything. Like, be clear, be very clear before Donald Trump hates our people, all right? And he's bringing back the war on drugs, okay? That's mostly going to affect our people. But with that being said, those of us that are in the know the elites don't just hate black people. We're at the top of the hate list. And I should say Israelites, Native Americans, we're at the top of the list. We're the most hated. But the elites also hate the poor. They also hate the poor. I'm going to show you another video. I thought this one was actually funny, all right? Trump made statements about the entire state of New Hampshire. Let's just see what he said about New Hampshire. Watch this. I thought this was funny. Because white people have no problem when Trump says messed up stuff about black people. Reaction when he says something bad about them, where they live. Watch.
From Portsmouth to Manchester to Nashua, it's the talk of the Granite State.
President Trump is drawing a rebuke from the Granite State after reportedly calling New Hampshire, quote, a drug-infested den.
In a January conversation with the president of Mexico that was leaked Thursday to the Washington Post, President Trump claimed he won New Hampshire because the state is a drug-infested den.
This dude will say any damn thing. I just got to stop and keep saying this. Like, this dude is out. He is literally 7:30. Let's go.
I'm horrified. It's deplorable. He had no business saying that about New Hampshire without, and the fact that he said that he won New Hampshire was bad enough, but then to call us a despicable den of whatever was just, I'm speechless.
I don't see you living here. You don't see like the day to day. I don't know. I was born and raised in New Hampshire. I would never call it a drug infested den.
Though many call the president's comments disrespectful and point out Trump did not actually win the state of New Hampshire in the 2016 general election, although he did win the primary, it's not all universal scorn.
Enough with the PC correctness there. Donald Trump did the right thing. He called it out for what it is.
The numbers don't lie. New Hampshire is in the throes of a public health crisis. In 2015, only one state had a higher rate of fatal drug overdoses than this one.
Let's stop.
The Centers for Disease Control.
Let's stop right there. Let's go back and let's look at that again. We got to talk about that. Let's look at that again. Those statistics right there from 2015 from the CDC. New Hampshire is the number two state on the list with fatal drug overdoses. Now, the question now becomes, and this is something that we have to watch, as they implement this war on drugs, we're going to see exactly what, because it's not all drugs are not going to be prosecuted the same. And you're not going to go do the same amount of time for one drug that you might do for another drug. So we have to watch all that stuff. What's happening is a disproportionate amount of blacks and Hispanics are going to do more jail time and get locked up more often. All right. Why? Because they're going to be selling the type of drugs that our people take are the ones that they're going to prosecute heavily. But just check this out. They're at the top of the list, right under West Virginia, for drug deaths. It's important because now people, it's called a health crisis. Well, our communities have been infested with drugs for years, for decades. Okay, going all the way back to the daggone 60s, the late 60s into the 70s, definitely the 80s when crack cocaine started coming into America, when the CIA turned a blind eye under the Reagan administration and allowed crack cocaine to come into Southern California. Freeway Rick Ross brought all this stuff out. All that stuff is public information. All right, they've turned a blind eye when drugs decimated our communities. But now that this stuff is hitting them, now it becomes a health crisis. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to have to watch this war on drugs. I just wanted y'all to pay attention to that. We're going to have to watch this war on drugs that Trump is going to wage, and watch it's going to predominantly affect our people. I'm telling you. Let's finish this video and let's go on to the next.
For disease control.
It is a serious problem.
Grant Bossy is the editorial page editor of the Union Leader, New Hampshire's only statewide paper.
It's been the most serious problem in New Hampshire for the past 4 years, and people are frustrated.
While the opioid crisis has rattled the Granite State to its core, Bossie thinks Trump did little to jar the politically savvy people who live and vote in the state with the first-in-the-nation primary.
I think a lot of people are going to confirm what they already thought of the president. And if they're fans, they love that he's talking about this in the strongest terms possible. If you're not a fan, you're going to be insulted again. But on the spectrum of ridiculous things Donald Trump has said, this is pretty low. I think it's the new normal when dealing with President Trump.
It might be the new normal, but understand something. Understand something. Understand that what he said about those Central Park 5 was way worse. It was way worse because he said he wanted them to die. All right? Let's be clear. Let's be clear. And where was all these white people that's crying about Trump when he said that? Where were they then? Just curious. Just curious. Anyway, family, once again, do me a favor, please. We're about to go to the next video. We're going to make this really seamless and synchronized. We're going to end this live stream real fast. I ain't going to be on long. On the live stream, make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video in all your social media. Let's get this word out about this information. And make sure you subscribe to Maccabees TV. Make sure you subscribe to our sister station, Sisters of the Maccabees. All right? Make sure you come out August 27th to the workout challenge. All right? Let's make sure you're out there that day. All right? And now let's go on to the next video. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. All right. Now, family, I'm only going to 5 minutes of this video. This is homework for you. All day long, every day, on CNN, on Fox News, on ABC, NBC, CBS, we are inundated with all this Trump-Russia stuff. All these investigations and special prosecutors, this, that, and the third. All right. And you may not be really aware of exactly what's happening. It's, you know, it's a lot of fluff, it's a lot of BS that's out there, right? You know, the news cycle is 24 hours nowadays, so you may not even really be aware of exactly what's happening because there's so much crap. This documentary right here, y'all see the title, it's called The Dubious Friends of Donald Trump. I recommend this to everybody that sees this video. Watch this documentary. It puts all the interviews that he's done over the years, all the information with Russia, the special prosecutors, his relationships. It puts it all in perspective in 1 hour and 22 minutes. You'll be fully up to speed if you are not already. Great documentary. I'm going to show y'all about 5 minutes, and then we're going to proceed to the main video that I wanted to show y'all that we filmed a couple of months ago that I thought I lost. Check it out.
Thank you. We love you. Thank you very much. We're going to win. We're going to win so big. Thank you very much.
Donald Trump promises America a golden future.
And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night. I love you.
But Trump's new presidency soon meets with heavy attacks. Vladimir Putin is said to have incriminating information about his personal and financial affairs. There are persistent rumors about financial connections with Russia. Fake news, according to Trump.
I own nothing in Russia. I have no loans in Russia. I don't have any deals in Russia.
Why would Trump so vehemently deny any ties to the Russians?
There is Russian money that may have sources that are scandalous.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
When Zembla investigates Trump's business partners, it comes across the Russian mafia.
The French said if you don't drop the case now, you'll regret it.
And we end up at Dutch trust offices that are involved in money laundering practices.
Zegt u dat niet?
Yeah.
This is homework, y'all. Turn off Power. Turn off Game of Thrones, which I like myself. Turn off, you know what I'm saying, the preseason football games and whatever else that you're watching, and watch this documentary. It's relevant to today, Israel. It's relevant. We got to talk about these things. Like we talk about everything else. We talk about health, like I said. We debate doctrine all day. You know, we talk about all this other stuff, but this is what's really going on in the world. All right. And the Most High sent us as Israelites. We're the prophets. We have to go out and we have to warn our people about what's really going on. So you have to be informed. This is a great documentary and it's not that long. I'm only going to play a few minutes of it. Let's go.
I believe we will have a very good relationship with Russia. I believe that I will have a very good relationship with Putin.
Our investigation begins during the American election campaign, where it first becomes clear that there is a special connection between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin.
Он яркий очень человек, талантливый, без всяких сомнений. Но он абсолютный лидер. Мы сегодня видим президентской гонки.
When I heard that, I thought, well, that's very unusual. That's almost an endorsement. Why would Vladimir Putin be endorsing Donald Trump?
In Washington, we meet Malcolm Nance. Over the past 30 years, he has worked for various American intelligence services, including the CIA and the NSA. Nance has written a bestseller on manipulation of the presidential elections. Quotes from Putin and Trump have given rise to his investigation.
And as soon as I saw that, I said, okay, this story. And I started looking into it. And his first in 2013 were amazing. His statements for the Miss Universe pageant.
Only one woman in the world will win and stand out above the rest to become Miss Universe. Welcome back to Miss Universe 2013, coming at you from Moscow. The big man on campus, Donald Trump.
In 2013, Donald Trump takes his crown jewel to Moscow. At that point, he is owner of the Miss Universe pageant, which makes him millions.
This will be a great one, there's no question, because of the fact that it's Miss Universe in Moscow. It's very special. This is going to be maybe the best we've ever had. We're very proud of it.
To Trump, the pageant mainly seems an opportunity to make contacts with Russian billionaires, the oligarchs. But the biggest trophy is Vladimir Putin. A Trump tweet before the start of the beauty contest.
Do you think Vladimir Putin will come to Miss Universe? Do you think he'll be my new best friend? He actually said these things, you know? And that's when he started asking questions. Like, that's very interesting. He's becoming Russia's candidate.
After the pageant, this is what Trump says about Putin.
I was in Moscow recently, and I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin.
3 years later, when he is running for office, Trump again reaches out to the Kremlin.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
When Trump made that statement on July 27th, he knew Russian intelligence was working for him in his favor.
Trump's call to Putin occurs a few days after the publication of thousands of Democratic Party documents by WikiLeaks. According to the American intelligence services, the documents were stolen by Russian hackers.
16 agencies all came to the exact same conclusion that Donald Trump, the election hacking was done to make him president for Vladimir Putin.
I don't think anybody knows it was linked to the DNC. She said Russia, 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 but I don't, maybe it was. I mean, it could be Russia, but it could also be China. It could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds, okay?
Meanwhile, Congress has 7 pending inquiries into the Russian interference in the elections. Still, Trump denies that the Kremlin has helped him become president.
All right, so I'm going to end with that, right? So again, this is a great documentary. that puts everything in perspective that you're seeing on the news today and brings you up to speed. So on your own time, family, check this documentary out, all right? So you can get a better perspective of what's going on. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I need to know, I wanna play a video that I filmed November of 2016. I'm hoping that y'all are gonna be able to see it. So you got to help me out and let me know if you could see it. I'm gonna play a little bit of a video. We was out in the street teaching every Saturday like we normally do. Right after Trump was elected, we was out at camp like we normally are on Saturdays. So some of us went across the street and we did impromptu interviews with brothers and sisters that were out there to ask them what they thought about Trump being president. So I thought I lost this video forever. I kind of found it just playing around. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna show y'all some of it real quick. All right, so I'm gonna need a little help here. I'm gonna need to know if you guys can see the video. All right, so you guys are going to have to help me out a little bit. Bear with me a second, y'all. Bear with me a second. If you can't see it, let me know on the comment boards. If you can't see it, let me know. I'm going to stop it just for a second. I want to know, see it. If you can't see it, let me know that you can't see it. I stopped it for a second, but if you saw it, hit 1 on the comment board and let me know you saw it. I'm just waiting on something. I want to see if my screen is actually, no, you guys couldn't see it, right? Okay. All right. Give me a second. Let me see if I can, okay. Got you. I got y'all, family. I'm going to try something to see if I can actually get it to where you can see it. Just bear with me a second. In the meantime, I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a second. Just give me a second, y'all. All right. There we go. There we go. You should be able to see the screen now. You should be able to see the screen now. If you're seeing my screen, let me know, all right? You should be seeing my screen. Hit 1 on the comment boards if you can see my screen. If you can see it, hit 1. Stop it right there for a second. Let me see where y'all at. Let me know how it's looking. You can see it, right? All praise. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let's go. So this is called the Lost Files, y'all. This is a video I found from right after Trump was elected. We went out in the street. We was on one side of the street. We was having camp. The other side of the street, we was talking to the people.
Brothers and sisters,
this is how we do it.
From Lions of Israel. I'm out here in the Bronx, 149th and 3rd. So now what are we? We're in a post-election right now, right? Everybody knows that Donald Trump won. So now we out here in the streets. We want to see what our people got to say about it. Because as you know, a lot of our people had their hopes in Hillary, but they were sadly mistaken. So a lot of our people got dejected. Their spirits are down. Some of us even start to riot in the streets, which the scriptures tell us not to do. We're not supposed to get caught up in that. So now we're here in the Bronx, 149th and 3rd, you know, and we out here, man on the street. We're just going to ask people some questions. Basically find out how they feel about Donald Trump being the 45th president, right? How you doing, bro? Can I ask you one question? How you feel about Donald Trump being the new president, man? And you could be honest. It's our media right here.
It's like a life, you know. Maybe you become a good person. Sometimes God can change something within a second.
Hold on. What did you say? God could change you?
No, God can change something within a second.
Well, I got bad news for this dude. I'm sorry, I got to stop. He said God could change somebody in a second. God didn't change Trump. All right, that's not happening. So this guy is delusional. Really sorry. It's that Islam he's dealing with too. That's part of the problem because he said he's Muslim. It's that Islam.
Maybe like from now we are saying it's like this. Maybe not become a good leaders. Maybe we change the state of America. We're not happy, but maybe God knows the reason.
So you're saying that, okay, you're hoping that God will change Donald Trump to be a good leader. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And what if it doesn't work out? What if God doesn't change him? What if he turns out to be more wicked than what he is now?
As for me, as a Muslim, I believe that anything happens belongs to God. And I come see somebody today because he's talking to the media, and then try to say that you're a bad person. Maybe God can change within a second the world. God have everything. It's like a destiny.
Okay, so you believe that America is destined to be, something is going to happen. It's America's destiny for something to happen. Some type of change is going to happen, right?
Like a good change, like positive change, you know.
Good change. Let me ask you, where are you from, brother?
From Africa.
What part of Africa?
Liberia.
Liberia? So you know there's a good possibility you might be an Israelite. Because you know the so-called African-American blacks was brought back to Liberia under President Monroe. You know that, right? You know the history.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. How did you end up being Muslim, man?
I was born as Muslim.
Is there a lot of Muslims in Liberia?
Oh, like 35 to 40%.
35 to 40%. Let me ask you a question. All right. Do the African tribes out there, do they fight against you?
No. No. We marry each other, we interact among each other. We're like a family, you know.
But don't they look at you differently though? Because so the Africans over there in Liberia, do they consider you equal?
Yeah.
As so-called African Americans from America?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
They treat you equal?
Equal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, brother. All right. Thanks for your Hey, brothers, how y'all doing today, man? Hey, can I ask you a question? How you feel about Donald Trump being the new president, man? You can be real.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What's that gonna do for us black folks in the hood? What do you think?
It's gonna be harder. It's gonna be harder.
Harder than what's his name? Obama?
Yeah. Lord. So gonna make us work, man. Gonna make everybody work.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with working. You know, the scriptures talk about work. A man's supposed to work. So I like get in more in depth. What do you think is gonna happen? You think like there's gonna be more racial unrest? There's gonna be more people getting arrested, or what do you think?
Yeah, exactly. The same thing. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, you think if Hillary won, things would have been what, peaches and cream, a little bit better?
Couldn't. There was no telling, man. I don't know. I'm not really conscious like that, but it's crazy. It's crazy how he won. I can't. I don't have the opportunity to vote because I'm a felony. You understand? I caught a felony. You understand? But
it's all right, brother. Listen, just because you have a felony, that doesn't mean you can't have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? And as a black man, you know we intelligent people. So a man, my father always told me, a man should have an opinion on everything. you might not be an expert, but at least have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm asking, what's your opinion, man?
That's all I got, man.
All right, brother. All right, take it easy, man.
See, black people, man, I gotta say, and I'm kind of glad I found this video. Hey, well said. 1230 The Prince. Yeah, black people still relying on politics, man. Y'all should have seen the videos that we had, man, when people were still voting, because we was out there that Tuesday. I'm really sorry. I mean, they're old. That's why I'm not playing them for y'all, because I found those too. But y'all should have heard the stuff that people were saying about Hillary, man. It's like they didn't do no research on her whatsoever. It's crazy. Let's go. Let's go back.
Shalom. Hey, sister, how you doing, sister? Can I ask you a question about Donald Trump? Why not, sister? We want to know. That's why we asking you. Hey, brother, what's going on, man? What do you feel about Donald Trump? Come here. Give me 2 minutes of your time. I know. Our people, man, we're in a rush to do nothing, but you know, something of substance. They don't wanna stop and talk, and when they do talk, it's kind of jacked up. Our people are not really coherent, man. They're not really intelligent as far as constructing sentences. That's why every word is nah mean, and you know what I'm saying? But we're still gonna be out here. We still want to know about our people, because regardless if they speak the Queen English or proper English, whatever, they still our people. So we still want to know about them. But like I said, man, a man should have an opinion about everything. Yeah, brother, you gonna ask me? You gonna come on, talk to me. Where you from, first of all?
The Bronx.
The Bronx? Like originally, where you from? Are you Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
All right. What do you feel about Donald Trump being the next president?
I feel like Hillary Clinton should have won as a president.
Why? Why should Hillary have won?
Because Donald Trump is just bringing violence back to the city and the Bronx.
Okay. You don't think that Hillary stood for violence also?
No, I don't.
What makes you say? First of all, before we go into that, how old are you? Because this will answer a lot.
18.
You're 18. All right, young brother. What you don't understand is this, and I'm gonna tell you. Hillary Clinton, a long time ago, she and her husband Bill Clinton, when he was the president, they passed laws that, as a result, locked up a lot of black and Hispanic men. You know what I'm saying? But I understand you don't know because you're a little bit young. But for the people out there who know, you know, Hillary Clinton, she's responsible for a lot of our people getting arrested, man. Hispanic, so-called Spanish brothers like yourself, man, doing life for first-time offense, dealing drugs. Whereas you have other white people, they do drugs or they get caught the first time, they get a slap on the wrist. So Hillary Clinton, she's a hypocrite. I know you don't know this, but you know, I'm gonna impart some knowledge on you and let you know about that, man. You know about Haiti?
No, I do not.
You do not? You know that Haiti had a hurricane, not a hurricane, but an earthquake a few years ago, right? And recently.
Yes, I heard about that.
Okay, did you know that Hillary Clinton, she started her own foundation? She and her husband took millions of dollars and promised to build homes for the Haitians, and ain't built nothing really? Maybe like what, less than 10 houses, but took millions of dollars in?
No, I didn't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. I really can't blame you because you don't know the history of Hillary Clinton, but she's not good for us. You understand? She's not good for us. All right, brother. Thanks for your opinion, man.
You know, this dude gave up the ghost, man. He don't know what, he don't know if he's coming or going. I'm sorry. And that's why we listen. That's why I'm just talking about my camp. That's why we feel the need and compelled. We got to go out and hit them corners, man, and teach. Because our people don't know if they're coming or going.
What's your name?
Angel.
Angel? All right, man. God bless, brother. Can I ask you a question, brother? How you feel about the new president, Donald Trump, man? Straight to the point, like that. I respect it. Oh, man.
Yo, because you know what's going to happen?
What's that? Tell me.
Donald Trump.
Hey. Record.
Listen, Donald Trump won't get in office.
He's already in office.
He's already on here. He's
the president-elect, yeah.
Right. But now, when he get in there, all these people that voted for him, he's going to shit on.
Right.
And all these people that with the welfare, these motherfucking programs that these low-income housing, all that's out the window. So all these amazing people that voted for him, these minorities and low-class people that voted for him,
Think, oh, he's gonna do the great thing? He gonna shit on the world.
Yo, he's on point. Remember, I believe it was she was from Mexico or somewhere. Y'all could tell me on the comment board that voted for him and then got deported. You know what I'm saying? So he was on point with that. A little vulgar with the language, but he was on point with that, y'all.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. What would have happened if Hillary would have won?
Hillary for children, for elderly. That I know.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? I sat and talked with her.
You talked to Hillary Clinton personally?
Yeah, in 55.
55 where?
Yeah, right in Harlem.
What's that? Is that a school?
State building.
Oh, the state building.
Yeah.
And you spoke to Hillary?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about what she said about calling us black men and our children predators, super predators?
Because to be honest, no front, some of us do act like predators.
Yeah, but listen, hold on, brother.
Some of us do act like
okay,
what? Because she said it, because I see with my own eyes.
But hold on now. If some of our people are acting like savages, right? Isn't it up to us to fix the problem within our community? Hold on one second. We ain't supposed to let no white woman come into our neighborhood and tell us how to act and who we supposed to act like, right?
Right.
So how can you side with her? How can you side with her?
I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, brother.
I see it with my own eyes. It's not like I don't see it. I see it.
All right, hold on. You got a question?
Yes. I have a question for you. If you think that some of us are predators,
yeah.
What do you think about the police that do the things they do in our community? Are they predators? They're passive predators.
Have no name.
So they're worse than what we do, right?
Yeah, but okay. They get away with it.
They get away with it.
They get away with it.
Now listen.
Because they under what's this idiot's name? Like he said, he got the biggest army in the world, which is the New York Police Department.
The commissioner.
Yeah, he said he got the biggest army in the world. Fuck the military. Right. He ain't worried about the military. He said he got the biggest army in the world.
Okay.
Which is the police.
Well, I'll say this. Now, not to absolve our brothers from what they do, yeah, some of us do wrong in the hood. But when you look at the conditions in the hood, you don't think that the conditions kind of sort of cause some of the things that happen in our community? All right. So there's reasons why some of us do the things we do.
Yeah, but some of us do the things we do because we don't want to do other things.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
We don't have to do that.
That's true.
We weren't built for that. We weren't born for that. We were born to work for ourselves.
Okay.
But like from the time I've been growing up, I've been seeing that people ain't trying to get together. Okay. People ain't trying to get together and become as one. Okay. It seems like every other nationality, they can come together. Even in the prison system, I can hate you in the streets, but when I come to prison, we brothers.
Brother, listen, that's something that we all acknowledge, that amongst us as a community, we don't have that unity. And that's one of the things, probably the biggest thing, that is holding us back as a nation.
Nobody else that.
Okay.
Let
me say this. To backtrack a little bit, he brought up Hillary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton, you think wait, let me finish the question. You think Hillary would have been a good candidate for black people and Hispanic people in our communities?
I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no. I would have to wait to see. I had to wait to see what she actually do. But as far as Trump, I know Trump ain't gonna do that.
Let me say this. Let me ask you one quick question before you go. Let me ask you one quick question before you go. Hold on one second. Let me ask you one question before you go. We've been voting as a community, black people, since '65, right?
And we still ain't getting away.
And here it is, 2016.
Still ain't getting away. We still in slavery.
What have voting done for us? What have we accomplished through vote? And now let me piggyback on that. You said nothing. So do you think if we would have voted for Hillary Clinton, something different would have changed?
No, probably not. Probably not. We'd have just been voting as we voted.
Absolutely. So in other words, the black vote really doesn't count.
No.
The Hispanic vote really doesn't count. We've had politicians that come in and they promise us jobs, they promise us better housing, they promise us better schooling, and then when they get in office, do we ever see a return on any of that?
No.
Now, We've had a black president.
And
8 years.
And you wanna know what?
What has Obama done for the black community in any state in this country?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Because if you trace his bloodline, find out where his bloodline run to.
Okay. All right, brother. Thank you. All right, brother. Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right, brother. What do you want to say?
Yeah, man. So, you know, I'm gonna continue it. I'm gonna continue with family. You know, we just have to. It's important, man. We just have to be out there, you know, to talk to our people, man. We have to be out there to talk to our people. This is real important, man. You know, Pagaya Allah see you. Yabashim Yahshua Barakatah. You know, Coronas said after listening to these interviews, I see how trash like Trump and Clinton get elected. Exactly true. And that's why we did it. And we're gonna do some more of this too. We're gonna do some more of this, you know. We're gonna do some more of this, definitely, man. I lost this file. I totally forgot about this, but I gotta do some more of this, man. Just get out in the streets and talk to the people when we're at camp. Go across the street and talk to the people about current events. Let's go. Let's go back.
I think Bernie was a better candidate.
Why is that, brother?
Here go Benjamin, man. I'm Benjamin. Here go Benjamin, man, with that fiddle and damn tap dancing stuff. I can't stand it. I'm just saying.
Brother, definitely. Hey, I don't hate, but black. He's black.
Who's black?
Bernie Sanders.
How do you see Bernie Sanders as being black?
Well, his color of his skin.
But Bernie's a white man. Bernie Sanders is a so-called Jew.
I know he's a all right, you're right. All right. Let me tell you something. Even though Obama didn't do anything, he was destined. His intention was to, but the system won't let him.
All right, brother. Hold on. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. I hear your accent. You from the islands?
Yeah.
All right. Now answer me this: did you know or did you not know that under the Obama administration, more people got deported than the previous this presidency, which was George Bush? Did you know that?
I never did a survey.
Yes, I'm here to tell you that under President Obama, more so-called blacks from the Caribbean and so-called Hispanics from the Caribbean and South America got deported than George Bush and Clinton combined. So how do you see Obama for us?
Even though that it was destined to.
Who was destined?
The situation was destined to deport a lot of people, even before Obama.
But hold on now. If Obama's a black man and he's the first black president, that's what they say, right? Obama's the first black president, and he's a two-term president. I could understand the first term his hands was tied, but in the second term, why didn't he reverse that law to try to help black people?
Because he already caught up. He already catch the syndromes.
What syndrome?
You don't know the system that's going on there before he went there.
Yeah, I understand that, but the first, listen what I'm saying to you. When he first, let's hear what I'm saying. Yeah, what the first 4 years?
Thought he was different, but then he didn't catch the disease. But after this first term, then he catch the disease of what's going on up there.
He caught the disease. What disease is that?
The system.
Okay, so now why are we voting for him if he has the disease?
Because some of us did because of color.
No, but see, that's the point. That's what we're trying to get out of our people. We can't be voting just because a man looked like us. I could understand the first 4 years, but the second 4 years, how do we fall for it again?
Like this. You have a bag of apples. And all of them is bad, and you try to eat the best out of all of them. All of the bad apples. If you understand my situation, you have a bag of bad apples, they're all bad.
How about we throw away that bag? Because they're all bad apples. How about that?
Right.
Eat, man. You gotta eat.
No, brother, the Lord will give us something to eat. You read the Bible? Hold on. Do you read? Hold on now. See, that's their problem. I got to wake our people up. You read the scriptures, the Lord will provide everything for us.
Hear me.
What did Christ say, man? Hold on. Hear me now. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Meaning that if you're looking for another man to feed you, you're going to get disappointed. What you got to look for is the Heavenly Father. He's the one that's going to provide you sustenance and nourishment and everything. So by you looking for Obama, you're going to get let down, just like how you got let down in this election.
I could speak two ways. I could speak personally for myself, and I could speak internationally. So the question could go to me personally. With me, I know that. I don't depend on nobody else. What I want, I seek the passage and find it. So I know that personally. I believe in faith. I believe that no man could block my traffic. No one could stop me from it. Nobody.
But brother, I hate to say it, but right now the white man is blocking a lot of our people from eating. So it's not about your personal feelings, it's about us as a nation and a set of people.
One question. All of them who have money, right, and believe there's a God because they speak about God. But trust me, if I have $20 million right now in my pocket, I could stay here right now and give away all. Hold on, you know why? Because they know what the Lord said. He will multiply. But they don't believe in it. That's why they're so wicked and cruel, because no matter what they preach, they will never like to go broke to see what the other side.
So that's what I'm saying. Why are we voting for them? Last question. Why are we voting for them if what you just said is true? They wicked as hell. What does our black people?
Like I said,
you personally.
Right. I don't vote.
All right. Thank you, brother. That's a beautiful answer. Thank you, brother. You have a good day. Shalom, brother.
I do vote, man.
All right. All right, brother. Take it easy.
Brother, can I ask you a quick question? What you think about Donald Trump getting elected as your new president, man? It's messed up. It's all good. Let me ask you something else. Do you think that simply by casting a vote is going to change the system that has been oppressing blacks and Hispanics all of this time? By our people gathering together, going for one day every 4 years and casting a vote, that's going to really help us? It's not going to change anything, right? So voting for whether it was Hillary Clinton, whether it was Donald Trump, you don't think that would have changed anything in our communities?
That's the truth. If you don't vote, you don't have no opinion.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
People feel it's not important. They want to wait online to get sneakers, but don't want to wait online to vote.
Okay, now that takes me back to my question. If we did vote, all the people, let's just hypothetically, if we voted, do you think that the vote? Because I say that because let's look at it historically. We've been voting since '65. That's when the right was given to us in this country to vote. Here it is, 2016. Your grandparents probably voted. My grandparents, we've all voted. We've had people, our elders in our families that's voted in the past, right? All the way up to today. What has changed in our communities from then to now as a result of us voting?
Nothing.
Nothing. So if nothing has changed from then to now, what has our vote counted us? What does it mean?
Nothing. It's all politics.
Exactly.
It's all politics, right? Now, last question before you go. If this your son, right? Now, if I put in policies that was going to harm his future, that was going to stop his education, that was going to put him in inferior housing, that was going to tamper with his health and his food and things like that, do you think that I'm a good candidate to be put in office?
No.
No candidate that runs for office has done anything to change in a positive way our communities. They have all kind of laws enacted. Now, for instance, I'll say this. With the mass incarceration thing going on, your son will one day be 15, 16, 17. Prison systems is a business. Private prisons is a business. Hillary Clinton is heavily invested in private prison. So a lot of our people, they thought Hillary Clinton was this beautiful candidate. And Hillary Clinton, she's on record, she called our children super predators. All of these things are out there, okay? Her and Bill Clinton was the initiators of the 3 strikes law, okay? That really started the wheels turning for mass incarceration, for the private prisons. Why do our people have so much faith in Hillary Clinton and the politics of America if we've been shown time and time again that politics doesn't care about us?
Honestly, I just think that
the situation we have now, first of all, is the president we have now going forward is not even a politician. He's a businessman.
Okay, we had a black president. What has our black president done for us?
Well, at least he's gotten 8 years to try to switch over, another 8 years that was upside down, basically.
What has he done that's different? Look at our community. You from this community?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this community back when Obama first got elected. And look at this community now. What is different?
Nothing.
There's nothing different. And if you don't see any difference in this community, do you think that he made a difference in any so-called urban community in the country we live? Nothing. So why do our people, again, Why are our people so vested in politics and voting when we've seen time and time again that it gets us nowhere? Why don't we vote at all? No, we should not vote. Absolutely not. We should, as a people, unite. First of all, we need unity, and then we can make moves. Then we can have a voice. Okay? We're voting for the people that have continuously oppressed us. Why do we keep doing that? What sense does that make to vote for your oppressor?
No, you're right.
It makes no sense whatsoever. You guys have a beautiful weekend, okay? People think this tape will going somewhere or something, man. Our people, man, they're afraid to voice their opinion. This is how the so-called white man has our nation. The white man has our people afraid to voice their opinion. Okay? You know you don't like the fact that Donald Trump is your president, but you're afraid to say it out loud in front of everybody. Listen, I'm not afraid. To hell with Donald Trump. To hell with America. To hell with this system. We vote for Yahweh Shai. That's right. What you think about Donald Trump being your president, man? Come on back and talk, man. Donald Trump ain't gonna come get you.
You know what, brother? You should flip it. How you feel about Hillary losing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
They probably scared of Trump.
Brother, what you feel about Hillary Clinton losing the election?
What's up, brother? How you feel about
Come on back, holler, brother. Come back. Come back for 2 minutes. Let me ask her. Just 2 minutes, 2 minutes. How do you feel about Hillary Clinton losing the election and Donald Trump being the president of the United States?
Oh, wow.
Do you feel there's any hypocrisy in that based on all of the things that Donald Trump has said and did?
Honestly, I think that it was really like rigged. He kept saying it was rigged, it was rigged, it was rigged. Like he was telling us it was rigged for him. So I feel bad that she lost. I really wish that she would have won, but she didn't. And he did. And I don't really follow politics like that, but I don't really like Donald Trump.
One last question before you go. When you look at the system, okay, and all of the things that we as a people are encountering in America as a system, do you think that by us casting the vote, that they would just allow us to vote away with all that stuff they have just by a mere vote?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, right?
I don't think that they would do that. And I honestly believe that all of it was just a show. I really believe that they never was going to put her in office to begin with. I just think that they wanted to make us believe that we had a voice when really we never did.
She's on point. That statement is on point, 100%. And that's exactly what politics is all about.
Do we have a politician, any politician in politics today that you know of that is a strong, honest voice for Black America today?
No.
No, we don't have that, right? So now before you go, let me ask you something. If Hillary would have won, do you think that Hillary Clinton would have been the candidate to really change things for Black America? Be honest.
I don't think so.
Okay. But now see, that's an honest answer. But yet our people would have went and voted for her.
So honestly, I wasn't going to vote for her or Trump. I was going to vote for the other candidate because I've been watching something on YouTube, and I know I shouldn't watch the internet, but it was showing about how Clinton has a son that he doesn't even claim. Yeah, so how could you be for the people when you're denying your own child? Right. So I don't know if it's true or not, but he does look like him. So I'm just saying that's something that you should, address if that's something that, you need to look into.
Now, in the last few months, we've heard Donald Trump say all manner of things. Racially insensitive things, sexually insensitive things, all kind of things. Now, we've heard about Hillary's past, called our sons super predators, okay, Black men super predators. Her and Bill Clinton signed the bill years ago that started the wheels turning for mass incarceration. And you have Donald Trump and you have Hillary Clinton as your choices to represent Black America. Do you think either one of them would have been a good candidate for us to represent our issues and to really voice our plight?
No.
So we've had a Black president now 8 years.
Right.
Did the Black president that we had, did he address our plight in any kind of way to you?
To me, I think that he couldn't. I think he only done what he was allowed to do, basically.
So, in other words, his hands were tied, and he had somebody controlling what he could and couldn't do, right? So what sense does it make for us to vote if they're going to be controlled anyway? It doesn't make sense, right? But our people are so vested in this vote. Now, you know, every 4 years, all you hear what from Puffy back in the day, rock the vote, you know, all these different slogans surrounding voting. We've been voting in this country, I'm going to say your grandparents, all right, since 65, okay? We've been voting in this country. They gave us the right to vote in 65. Here it is, 2016. What has Black America gained in America by voting? And we go, even though not all of us vote as a majority, believe me, we go to vote. Okay, it's thrown in our face all the time. Our forefathers and our foremothers gave their life for the right to vote. What has voting gained us in the country?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Things ain't changed from our grandparents' era all the way to our babies' era. Things have not changed. If they have changed, there it is. You took the words out of my mouth. Thank you for your time, sis. Have a great week.
Thank you. You have a good
Shalom. All right, brother.
I think part of the problem is that people think that the presidential voting is going to change. But in order to do that, you know, part of what you said is the people he had around him had his hands tied. But if you go on a local level, as far as your councilman, your local senator, all them other people that are on the ballot that we don't know who the hell it was about, those are the people that are in there that are next to him to say what you can and can't do. If you vote on who that is and vote for what they can do to help you as a community, start on a small level, maybe sooner or later, at the time, it'll work way up to a larger scale to have a president that'll sit there and do something for Black America.
Okay, now that you said it, let me ask you this. If the president of the United States hands is tied and he can't do a damn thing, you think that the local politician on the lower level, that he has power to do something?
But it's the local politicians that are making their way up to be in the seats next to him. Okay. It's the local politicians work their way from the bottom to the top to get in there. If you have Democrat after Democrat after Democrat working their way up from the local communities into the higher levels, then eventually you're going to have just the whole systematic government is Democrats instead of just having the Republicans control the House or Republicans control the Senate, telling the Democrat what he can and can't do.
All right, you
majority rules.
You just brought a good point up. Do you think that there is really a difference between Democrats and Republicans? You think that there's a difference between their opinions?
At the end of the day, I feel that they're only out for themselves anyway.
Okay.
As far as those helping Black America, no.
Is there really a Democrat and a Republican, or is there a system in place that controls what happens here in the country today?
Oh, there's a system.
There's a system. What we're facing is systematic, right?
Yeah. Because the Democrat is just basically another way to put division between the community.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. As a system, we face opposition on local levels. We face opposition when we go into the courts. We face opposition just trying to get a good education in the country. We face opposition on every level. What local, because you said local politician, what local politician that you know of in your lifetime, not just now, that you ever known of in your lifetime that has stepped up and addressed the plights of Black America?
The problem with that is I don't want to put names out there, but I know there was this one. I think he was a borough councilman back from Bed-Stuy, where I'm from. He was actually out there trying to help the community. However, the problem with that is he was one of very few that was doing that. He ended up getting killed for his efforts.
Okay.
So with that being the case, it's like you have them out there, but when it's just one fight in the world, it's not much you're really going to get accomplished.
Okay, now I'm going to end it. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked her. Do you believe that our vote, do you believe that the problem is as simple as voting away the oppression that we suffer?
No.
It's not that simple, right?
It's not that simple.
So you can vote for a president?
I honestly feel it's never going to be that simple.
Okay, all right. So it's never going to be as simple as us going to the polls and say we want this. Wait, let me change directions here. Are you familiar with the Electoral College? You ever heard of that?
I've heard of them. I've watched Adam Ruins Everything, which is the show, but it gives you facts about what goes on and where he's getting his information from. I looked up into that, and basically it explains to you how Trump ends up winning the electoral vote, even though Clinton got the popular vote, which basically is the individual. She won the votes of the individual, but the electoral vote is basically the representative for that town, that country, that state, saying, okay, well, y'all voted for them. This is who we're going to vote for. This is who I'm going to go pick. So at the end of the day, your community can vote for one candidate, but you turn around and say, you know, you're going to go vote for the other one, which comes down to right back to what you said before, being systematic. If you got these individuals in your pocket, man, this is what you want, this is what you're going to do, this is what they're going to vote for, this is what they're going to pick.
So if, based on what you just said, we're going to try to simplify it and say it in a slightly different way. So based on what you just said, it is common knowledge to you that your vote doesn't elect the president, that the electoral college actually chooses who wins that seat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what does voting get us? If your vote is not going to get your candidate in anyway, if the candidate is going to be chosen by a whole nother party or by a whole nother body anyway, what sense does it make to vote? Is it just a formality that they're giving us?
It's the illusion.
It's the illusion of duality. It's the illusion that you have choice, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Hillary won the popular vote. Hillary won the popular vote. Al Gore won the popular vote, and neither one of them is going to become president.
Right. So in this country, the vote that they want you to believe you have, or the voice that they want you to believe you have, in all actuality,
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. What's your name, brother?
Terrell.
Terrell, good to meet you, brother. I'm Maccabeestv. Thank you for the interview. Have a beautiful weekend, all right? Shalom. You know,
you're a natural, Maccabeestv.
Listen, you know what this is showing you, though? When you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, blacks and Hispanics, you know your vote don't count. Right. When you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, you know you don't have a say-so. You know you don't have a choice. But you're so indoctrinated into the system, that you can't get out of it. Hey, sis, what do you feel about Hillary Clinton losing this last election?
Well, you know, I'm kind of disappointed. And
why?
Because it's like we got more really poor people in the United States than rich people.
Right.
But the way Trump made it look like it was more rich people than poor people.
Okay, you're sad that Hillary lost. Are you sad because you think had she gotten office, you would have seen change for Black America and Hispanic America? You think you would have?
Yes. See, she the type that she would try to make everybody come together as one big family. And I'm just disappointed.
I'm sorry.
She didn't get to be the president. I voted for her like I did Obama.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when she referred to black men and black teen boys as super predators, are you okay with that?
Super predators?
Yeah.
No, I'm not okay with that.
That's what Hillary Clinton said about black men. She said that when she sees, black teens, she said that when she sees black teens, she sees super predators, people with no conscience, people with no empathy, and they need to be brought to heel, as if we're dogs. Now, you know, you heal a dog, you tell a dog to heel to stop. These are some of the comments that Hillary Clinton has made about Black America. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are the ones who signed the bill that spearheaded what we know today as mass incarceration, or the 3 strikes law. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, since you told me, now I'm familiar with it.
These are the kind of things that Hillary Clinton has had a hand in. A lot of our people think that Donald Trump was bad, and he is.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, Hillary Clinton, no better at all. Okay? Now, I don't mean to ask you your age. I know that's not a proper thing to ask a woman. So I'm just going to guess, okay? I'm just going to guess that I'd say somewhere in the late 30s, 40s, somewhere in that area.
That's a good compliment.
Okay. Well, being that you're an older sister, you remember how things was when we first got the right to vote back in the mid-60s, right? When you look at Black America from back then in the mid-60s, since we've been voting up to 2016, what have we gained with the right to vote? What has changed in Black America since we've gotten the right to vote?
Well, we got half justice, but not fully.
Okay, what half justice have we got?
That
what in the hell is half justice?
Put down that because our color.
Well, we are harassed and put down because of our color. You think that all of the police brutality that you see in the country is justified? You don't think any of it is racially motivated simply based on the color of our skin?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yes, a lot of it, much of it. So I'll give my opinion. From what I've seen, since we had the opportunity to vote in this country, if there's been any change in our community, I would say it's been a change for the worst. I don't think that we've ever had a politician that was honestly vested in our plight and wanted to honestly bring our issues to the forefront. Okay? So, I don't believe if Hillary Clinton was elected or if Donald Trump, first of all, I don't believe there's a difference between Hillary and Donald. There's so many pictures out there of them hobnobbing together, rubbing elbows together, partying together, drinking together. Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton and Mrs. Trump. You know, they're all in the same bed. So
it's almost like, if I could just say real quick, it's almost like the prosecutor, if you ever go to court, right? You have the prosecutor and the district attorney, and they both work in the same building. They have lunch together and everything, but when they go to court, they make it seem like they're against each other. That's how it is with the Democrats and the Republicans.
Absolutely. The Democrats and the Republicans, they all play for the same team. Okay? This country likes to give us the illusion that we have a choice, but it's not a choice. There is no choice. I was just discussing with a young man a second ago. In this country, they have something called the Electoral College. You ever heard of that?
Something like that.
The Electoral College is an organization that actually chooses who wins the presidency. So your vote, when you go to the polls and vote, your vote does not actually choose who wins the presidency. Your vote is more or less a suggestion to the people who represent your state in the Electoral College as to who you would like to see as the president. But the final choice is up to them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
They got the more power.
Okay? So for our people, for us, do you think that voting is a positive thing, that we should continue to vote? Or what do you think is the answer to heal the plight of Black America?
Well, our nation needs to get better. It's all right to vote, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's not all right to vote. It's depending on who we voting for. We got to make sure that they're the right people to vote. But people can make mistakes in voting too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we got some non-voters.
Right.
But if you don't vote, you're portraying fraud. So
you think if you don't vote that's bad? You should definitely get out there and vote, right?
Yes.
Okay, now again, it brings us back two questions ago. If knowing that your vote does not elect who you vote for, what is the sense?
That means the count was left out when you voted.
No, it has nothing to do with the count. The Electoral College is the one who chooses who wins the election. Okay. And I'd say, let me try to make it plain. It shouldn't even be called an election.
Okay.
Presidents are not elected at all. Presidents are selected. And there's a difference between being elected and selected. There's a difference. So you can vote out there, you can go vote, and you can give your suggestions to the world. I think this one should be the president. But the Electoral College is the one who has the last say. So what sense does it make to stand 8 hours at the poll, badger people that don't vote, and tell them how bad they are for not voting? Well, just another day in the hood, folks.
Yeah. So what I think that we should just, you know, just try to vote anyway and just get it in and get the right people to vote for.
She don't get it.
Think that we as Black America
she just don't get it.
To finally move to a level of unity amongst one another.
Yes.
We forget politics. We need to remove ourselves from the American political system totally and focus on trying to come together in some type of unified front, right? Because at that point, once we're unified, then we can make a step forward and start expressing ourselves to the world, right or wrong.
Amen to that.
Okay.
Amen to that.
All right. Thank you for your time, sis. All right, same to you.
All right, family. That's it, man. It's kind of sad. Hold on. It's kind of sad because like he's talking to her and she's there, but she don't get it. That's why, you know, I always call them when we go to camp. I always call them animated corpses. Our people are walking around and moving, but there's really no life in them. So now when you read Ezekiel 37, when you read about Ezekiel speaking about the valley of the dry bones, you know exactly what he was talking about. And you just witnessed that. If you watch this video, if you go back and watch it later, you'll know exactly what Ezekiel was talking about when he called our people the valley of the dry bones, man. Like, they don't get it at all. They just don't get it at all, man. And that's why we out in the street, and that's why we teach our people whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. So says the Most High. All right? So with that, I'm about to be out of here. I think the live stream was long enough. Just going to leave on a quick, all right? Last note real quick. I'm share my screen one last time. Last note really quickly. Let's go. All right, family. This is the sister station for Maccabees TV. I keep telling y'all, sisters of the Maccabees, a lot of great information on here. Shout out to all the sisters that have participated in making the channel what it's become so far. And we're on the way to making the channel great. I appreciate it. Family, if you have not subscribed, please come over here. Sisters of the Maccabees. You say like women don't say nothing? Great channel where the sisters are dropping a lot of powerful information, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, of course. And make sure you hit this little bell over here to let you know that a video is uploaded. Every time a video is uploaded, something new was uploaded today about ginger, which is a great, great herb that everybody should be familiar with its benefits and should be taken at some point or another, except if you have certain ailments, of course, which can be discussed at another time. Make sure you subscribe to Sisters of the Maccabees. Of course, make sure you subscribe right here to Maccabees TV. Don't forget about that. That's real important. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share it on all your social media sites. I appreciate y'all, spending time with me this afternoon on this live stream. I hope you were edified. And with that, I'll see y'all again real soon. I say shalom to the family. Peace out.